Writing a business plan seems overwhelming, right? Well, in this video, I want to tell you how to create a simple, effective business plan in just one day, everything from scratch, something that you can follow as a baseline for your business. My name is Nicholas Coriano. I've written over 2,000 business plans, went to business school, went to law school. I'm a lifelong entrepreneur. I've started dozens of businesses, invested in businesses, sit on the board of businesses, and I am here today to explain how to write a business plan in one day that kicks butt. So let's get into it. The first part of the business plan is an executive summary. An executive summary is basically your business name, what you'll sell, who you'll sell it to, your mission, and a quick financial snapshot, which is optional, but probably something you want to put into your business plan. Even though it's first, you usually write this section last because you have to know all of the details of your business to write this section of your business plan. Now, disclaimer, AI is here, artificial intelligence is here. Can you go into AI and be like, write my business plan? Absolutely. But if you don't prompt it correctly, it's going to give you a very generic business plan. So this video is really to help you outline the prompt if you're using AI, or to help you write the whole business plan if you're not using AI. Now, this business plan doesn't have to be long. It just has to be detailed enough that you know what you're doing. Okay, so now let's get into the second section, which is usually the company description of your business plan. This describes the products and services of your business plan. This is what you're selling, the key features and benefits, so the solution that you're providing to the customer, and what makes it different. Okay, that's the core of it. You want to keep this section simple. Pretend like you're explaining it to a 12-year-old is always my advice. Okay, that's the second section. The third section is identify your target market. You want to know who's going to buy your product and services, where are they located, and what problem do they need solved, right? The tighter you define this section, the easier it's going to be to sell to your potential customer, right? When I first started writing business plans, I thought I was selling business plans. I was so wrong. What I was selling was the ability for somebody to raise capital, or the ability for someone to understand where they were going in their business. That solution is what the customer was buying from me. Not the 12 pages, 25 pages, 35 pages, not the Excel file that comes with the financial projections, right? It was the solution to their problem, right? Which was, I can't write a business plan. I need Nick to write it. I need a roadmap. I need someone to write a business plan. I need funding. I need a business plan. That solution to the problem is what I was selling to the customer. Once I realized that, it all changed. So when you're thinking about your product or service, think about what is the problem that I'm solving for the customer and sell that. The easier you can define that, the faster you define that, the easier it's going to be for you to sell your product. Okay. Step four, outline a marketing and sales strategy, right? This is how you're going to get customers. So are you going to advertise on social media? Are you going to do cold calls? Are you going to have an email campaign? Are you going to do word of mouth? Are you going to pass out flyers? Are you going to have a referral program? You don't need 20 strategies. Focus on 2 or 3 methods that you can be consistent with, that you think will work and get directly to your target customer, and then implement those into your business plan. Number 5, basic financial plan. These are the startup costs, your monthly expenses, how much you plan to charge, and your first revenue goal for the first year. Those are the basics. We can get in depth. I can write you a 30-page financial projections. I can get in depth month by month and tell you how much you're going to spend every month and how much you're going to make every month for the next 5 years. But really, when you're first starting out, the basics, what you need is how much you need to launch, which is your startup expenses. What are your monthly expenses, otherwise called your burn rate, right? How much are you going to spend every month to keep this business alive? How much do you plan to charge? And then your revenue goal for the first year. How many items or services are you going to sell, right? And have a target. If you don't have a target, you're not going to hit a target, right? So it's better to have a target and something to shoot for than to just say, I plan on making money. Because then when you get your first customer, you get the dopamine hit and you're like, oh, well, my business is working. But it may not be working at the scale that you needed to work at to continue to be successful. Okay. Step 6, your management and team section. Who's running the business? Even if it's just you, any important advisors or partners. The reason this is important is because eventually, hopefully, it's not just you, and you're going to have to learn who to outsource to. So in the management and team section, even if it's just you, you want to list what you're doing, what your job description is, because eventually you're going to be outsourcing all of that. Okay. So here's a little pro tip. Investors and lenders want to know who is behind the business, even more than the idea itself. Right. So I've written over 2,000 business plans, and there's certain sections that the people hop right to. And the management section is usually one of the first ones, right? I worked at for a lady at Merrill Lynch once, and we talked a lot about investing, and she said to me once something that I never forget. And after doing this whole analysis of the company and revenues and income and the industry, she said, "Who's the monkey running the show?" And it really stood out to me because it made it so clear to me that it's so important, right? Who is the person running this, right? That's just as important as the idea, because you can have a great idea, but if you don't have the right person or the right team involved, the idea is never going to happen. Okay. So, step 7, milestones and timeline. Okay. So, set up basic goals, launch date, the first sale, key growth goals. When will you hire the first employee? When will you launch the website? When should the social media be done, right? Milestones turn dreams into realities. If you don't have a goal, it's hard to get to where you want to go if you're just like tomorrow, right? So have a clear cut goal. Know when you're going to launch, know when you're going to advertise, have key metrics like how many people am I going to touch the first month in marketing, right? How many sales do I plan on having in the first 6 months because I've touched 1,000 people, 10,000 people, 100,000 people through email, through social media, through engagements, through commenting, through posting YouTube videos. Milestones turn dreams into reality. And then at the end, a conclusion, right? So this is almost like an executive summary recap. And again, once you've done this whole thing, you can go back to the executive summary and kind of summarize the whole business plan. The executive summary acts as a one-page business plan. And if you've made it this far into the video, here's the pro tip. It should only be one page when you first start. Don't worry about putting together this long, drawn out business plan, right? Put together one page that encompasses everything that I just told you, and put 2, 3 sentences for every section I just told you, and you will at least have a framework of the idea for your business plan. Okay. At the end of the business plan, if you're presenting it to somebody, make sure you have a call to action like call me for an investment, or call me to learn more, or email me to learn more, right? This is important because people respond to a call to action. If you like this video, put in the comment section below that you're writing a business plan or need help writing a business plan, what you learned from this video, or what you would like to learn from other videos. And I'd be more than happy to make a video in regards to what you're trying to learn. Hope you guys are blessed. Hope you guys are rocking, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.